Freddie L. McKee was born on January 22nd, 1983, in Columbia, Missouri, to his loving mother, Dorecia McKee. According to those who knew and loved him, Freddie was not just another name, not just another headline, and certainly not just another case file. He was a father, a son, a brother, and a man remembered for his intelligence, kindness, and unforgettable spirit. On July 8th, 2020, at only 38 years old, Freddie McKee's life came to a sudden end in Columbia, Missouri. But before we talk about investigations, toxicology reports, and unanswered questions, let us first talk about the man his family says Freddie truly was. According to his obituary, Freddie was a history buff. Family says he could talk to anybody on any level when it came to history. He loved learning, loved sharing knowledge, and according to loved ones, he was like a walking fact checker when it came to historical events. Freddie was also described as a humanitarian who never met a stranger and always took the time to help others in need. He loved traveling the world, loved spending time in Las Vegas, and enjoyed electronics, computers, telephone repair, and classic cars. But more than anything, Freddie deeply loved his daughter, Jaylee Rochelle, and cherished his family. Family remembers him for his unforgettable smile, his kind words, his funny personality, and his beautiful soul. According to loved ones, Freddie rarely spoke negatively about anybody. He was deeply loved, and he is deeply missed. But on July 8th, 2020, everything changed. Truth Gang, let Auntie ask y'all something. What happens when a mother says something about her child's death just does not sit right in her spirit? Authorities reportedly ruled Freddie McKee's death an overdose, but his mother, Dorecia McKee, refused to simply accept the official explanation without asking questions. Because according to records, reports, and an appeal later filed on her behalf, she believed something about the investigation and the circumstances surrounding Freddie's death did not add up. According to an appeal letter submitted to the Citizens Police Review Board, concerns were raised that what was documented in police reports allegedly did not align with findings reportedly documented in the autopsy. The appeal alleged that Freddie had bruises, contusions, cuts, and injuries that his family believed deserved deeper scrutiny. The appeal also raised concerns regarding body positioning, alleging that Freddie's body position did not appear natural. These were concerns raised by the family and their legal representative, not findings independently established here. Now, Truth Gang, Auntie got questions. If a family looks at injuries and says something does not add up, should they not be allowed to ask questions? If concerns are being raised about body positioning, should that not be examined thoroughly? And then came the toxicology concerns. Questions later emerged regarding conflicting toxicology interpretations in Freddie McKee's case. One interpretation reportedly pointed toward eutalone, while another expert reportedly explained that the mere presence of drugs in post-mortem toxicology does not automatically mean overdose was the cause of death. Experts reportedly explained that after death, chemical levels in the body can change, meaning toxicology numbers alone may not always tell the full story. But Truth Gang, here is where things get even more concerning. According to the appeal letter, allegations were raised that there may have been two toxicology reports, one allegedly showing no drugs in Freddie's system, and another reportedly referencing eutalone under what was described as special request findings. If true, one could reasonably ask, why were there reportedly multiple toxicology interpretations? What explains the differences? And why has this not been fully clarified publicly? And then we have the investigation itself. According to the appeal letter filed on behalf of Dorecia McKee, serious concerns were raised regarding the handling of the initial police investigation. The appeal alleges that key witnesses and investigative leads were not fully pursued or promptly investigated. Let that sink in for a moment. Because when somebody dies suddenly under questionable circumstances, one would think every possible lead would be examined immediately. According to the appeal, Freddie's cell phone and shoe were reportedly found in a neighbor's yard. A woman connected to that property, reportedly identified as someone who may have had potentially relevant information, was allegedly not interviewed immediately. The appeal further alleges that questions remained about who truly found Freddie, who called 911, and whether those details were fully investigated. Concerns were also raised regarding whether surveillance or camera footage was fully examined. Again, these are allegations contained within the appeal process. But if true, they raise important questions about whether every avenue was exhausted in Freddie McKee's case, and Auntie got more questions. If Freddie's personal belongings were reportedly found in somebody else's yard, why would every possible witness not be interviewed immediately? If there were injuries, bruises, and concerns raised by the family, why would there not be an exhaustive investigation from day one? And if there were reportedly conflicting toxicology findings, why would that not trigger even deeper review? But Truth Gang, this story does not stop there. According to records, Deresha McKee filed a complaint regarding the handling of the investigation. Initially, Chief Jones reportedly deemed the complaint unfounded, but Deresha McKee did not stop fighting. She appealed, and this is where things take a turn that made Auntie sit up straight. After conducting an independent review, the City of Columbia Citizens Police Review Board reportedly voted unanimously to recommend that the complaint against Officer Wilmoth be sustained regarding alleged violations tied to the initial investigation. Sustained was reportedly defined as sufficient facts established to prove misconduct. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. A Citizens Police Review Board reportedly sided with concerns raised by Freddie McKee's mother at the review level. Now, does that automatically prove what happened to Freddie McKee? No. Does that automatically answer every question? No. But does it raise serious concerns about how this case was initially handled? One could conclude that it absolutely does. Because when a mother spends years asking questions, filing complaints, requesting records, and fighting for answers about her child, people should pay attention. Why were there reportedly conflicting toxicology interpretations? Why were concerns raised about injuries and body positioning? Why were key investigative steps allegedly delayed or overlooked? Why did a mother reportedly have to fight this hard just to get transparency? And if concerns regarding the initial investigation were reportedly sustained by a review board, what happened after that? Truth Gang, this is not about rushing to conclusions. This is not about telling you what to believe. This is about following facts, asking hard questions, and refusing to ignore inconsistencies when families are still hurting. Because at the end of the day, Freddie McKee was not just a case file. He was a father. He was a son. He was somebody's joy. He was deeply loved, and his mother, Deresha McKee, is still searching for answers. Justice starts with questions. And questions deserve answers. Truth Gang, let the evidence speak. Justice for Freddie McKee.